Uchiha clan versus the Hyuga clan. Me being such a big Hyuga fan, this is easily one of my favorite Naruto debates to have, and I'm pretty sure that most of you guys know, if not all of you guys, that I've done a Hyuga versus Uchiha video in the past. It was about 5 years ago, and I honestly have to say, I get it, alright? I was super biased, and it was pretty cringe compared to the way I'm making videos now. So, with that said, I'm gonna try and do this video a much greater justice than I did before. So, with that said, let's just hop right into it. The first thing that I want to say about this battle that I didn't come across clear at all, I feel, with the first video, is when I'm talking about the Hyuga versus the Uchiha, I'm definitely not talking about like the strongest Uchiha versus the strongest Hyuga, because I mean I'm gonna go ahead and say it, like every single legendary Uchiha that we've come to know, Itachi, Shisui, freaking Madara, Obito, well, you know what I'm saying, they can all stomp the Hyuga clan, of course, but they can also all stomp the Uchiha clan as well. That's the thing that I feel like 99%, no, that's a little too much, but like, I'd say like 60% of the comments that I got in the video 5 years ago were, oh, Madara just destroys the entire Hyuga clan. And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, he destroys like almost the whole world. And I thought it was pretty obvious, but apparently most people didn't understand. When I say Uchiha versus Hyuga, I'm saying the average Uchiha versus the average Hyuga. And the main reason that I'm saying that is because the average Uchiha doesn't have the Mangekyo Sharingan. The average Hyuga isn't a genius like Neji, which is why I'm trying to talk mainly about their, I guess you would say, like, base abilities. And the reason that this convo or debate is kind of difficult is because the Uchihas have gotten a lot of screen time versus the Hyugas. We've literally never seen any Hyuga use their full potential ever. But on the contrary, we've seen the Uchihas just rape shit. And I know that might sound like I'm salty, and maybe I am a little salty that the Hyugas didn't get the screen time that they deserved, but I'm not hating on the Uchiha for getting as much screen time as they have, because to be real, I like the Uchiha. Itachi is my second favorite character in the entire show. I mean, I can't stand Sasuke, but I mean, that's a whole that's a whole nother topic for another video. But yeah, before I keep going off on random shit, average Uchiha versus average Hyuga. Alright, so I'll start comparing them when it comes to the three fighting styles, ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. Starting off with genjutsu, I'd have to say that, along with the Uchiha's Sharingan-like ability to predict movements, is probably the Uchiha's bread and butter. I think the only thing that makes the Hyuga a formidable opponent when it comes to the Uchiha is, well, besides the fact that they can't copy their Kekkei Genkai, is the fact that they can't be caught in genjutsu, or at least if they are caught in it, they realize it fast enough to the point where I don't think it would really matter. And also, I'm talking about visual genjutsu. Alright, obviously physical genjutsu is a totally different thing. I'm sure that any Hyuga is gonna get caught in some type of physical genjutsu. I mean, just like which one was it? Just like in the Naruto, the last movie, when Hinata was stuck in that genjutsu bubble thing. That wasn't visual genjutsu, alright? Not the kind of genjutsu that the Uchihas are known for. So that's why I say genjutsu is pretty non-effective. I remember when Ao, or Ao, whatever the fuck his name is, he was on a mission and he ran into Shisui, or he got close to Shisui. He he pretty much used his genjutsu on pretty much his AO's squad. I'm just gonna go with AO. He used his genjutsu on his squad, and everybody fell but him. He wasn't able to get caught in the genjutsu. He realized it instantly. Maybe it was because his comrades fell, but I'm just saying he realized it was genjutsu. Also, at the 5 Kage Summit, he was able to recognize Shisui's Koto Amatsu. I don't know. Whatever his strongest jutsu is, I don't care to like look it up and try and pronounce it. It's been too long since I've seen the series. But I do remember that he had noticed that Danzo was using Shisui's strongest jutsu to control the Mizukage. The fact that he's not even Hyuga, I mean, he only has one Byakugan, and he can do that. I'm pretty sure, alright, that genjutsu is really not a problem when it comes to the Hyuga. And that's the only reason I feel that the Hyuga are a good opponent when it comes to the Uchiha, because I've seen like 100 times that people are like, oh, the Senju and the Uchiha were the strongest two clans in the Leaf. All right, and I can understand that as well, because the Senju were fucking, all right, they're in a class of their own, all right, and the Uchiha were able to combat them because they had genjutsu. If it wasn't for the genjutsu, it wouldn't have even been a fight. I'm pretty sure they were just really the perfect matchup against the Senju, just like I believe the Hyuga are the perfect matchup against the Uchiha, whereas just about any other clan would just get demolished. So yeah, genjutsu, that's kind of out of the way. Also, all of the main genjutsu that we've seen, like that the Uchiha have used that have been like crazy, like Tsukiyomi and other things like that, it's all like MS, you know. And I've already established that when it comes to MS, Uchihas are pretty much gonna fuck up just about anybody. So any moves that we've seen with MS, like, try and get that out of your heads, because I'm already sure that people are ready to be like, well, what about this super strong jutsu, like, and Izanagi and Izanami. I'm almost 100% sure that that was not a common jutsu that people used. And I know that we saw that freaking Itachi flashback and everything, but that was not a canon episode. And I'm trying to go off of canon episodes. In that episode, everybody had the fucking Mangekyo, or I don't even really remember that episode, but like, it didn't seem super realistic. They made it seem like literally everybody was fighting with Izanagi and Izanami or something. I don't know. But anyway, on to ninjutsu. So I'm gonna be referencing the Byakugan and the Sharingan throughout pretty much all three of these classes, but I'm gonna try and like talk more specifically about the two in the ninjutsu slot. So when we're talking about sight alone, I feel like the two are pretty matched. I'm trying not to be biased here, guys, but so let's just go with that. I'd say that they're pretty matched, because when it comes to the Sharingan, everybody knows that they can see and predict movements and stuff. And with the Byakugan, everybody knows that they have 360 vision, like microscopic vision and all that other stuff. So when it comes to like analyzing your opponent's movements and stuff, I don't know, to be honest, if when it comes to the Byakugan, if because all right, so you guys know when they're using 64 palms and it seems like everything is going in like super slow motion, like they can do 100 strikes in a second. So I don't know if that can always be done, or if it's only when they're in that stance. So I'm just gonna go with when they're only in that stance, because otherwise they should never get hit, right? So I'm just gonna go with when they're only in that stance. When it comes to sight, they can see everything in incredibly great detail, and they can pretty much see through almost any movements. So when it comes to that, they're pretty equal. The only thing that I feel gives Hyuga's the edge when it comes to the sight and everything is the fact that Hyuga's all right, and actually let me say this before I get into this. The data book, all right, when it comes to the data book, you cannot solely go off of the data book when you're comparing Ninja with Kekkei Genkai, because when you look at the strength or whatever, like Naruto, I'm sure it has like some of this, like probably has crazy strength. I don't know, I haven't looked at the data book, but when it comes, and then look at Himawari, all right, you can't compare strength when the opponent or the person that you're comparing, whatever, doesn't need strength. You know, you can literally touch a person and they're fucked. The same thing goes with speed, all right? I'm sure that and I'm gonna say the same thing in the Sakura versus Hinata video that I'm gonna be doing later on, but so get ready. But the freaking speed, they might be the same, all right, but when it comes to like striking speed, like Lee is faster than pretty much 90%, I'm sure, of the Naruto verse, but I am 100% sure that when it comes to striking speed, the Hyugas are faster. They can hit you like over 100 times in a couple of seconds, if that. So that's why I feel like they have the edge when it comes to like sight. And maybe I should have saved this for the taijutsu portion, but you know, and they said that seeing is great as long as, you know, your body is fast enough to react to the movements. So that's the only reason why I feel like when it comes to the sight aspect of their dojutsu, the Hyugas kind of have an edge. I can feel myself sounding biased. I can feel it, guys. I'm trying, all right? I'm trying. So next, I'm gonna talk about the ninjutsu kind of aspect of the fight. The Sharingan allows their users to copy ninjutsu, and that is like a pretty big threat when it comes to pretty much anybody, especially because not all Hyugas can use rotation. Only the branch family was permitted to learn like the really strong jutsu, and that right there is what makes the battle a lot closer, because well, yeah, it just makes it a lot closer. The fact that I'd say like I don't even know the percentages, but I'm just gonna go with 50% of the Hyugas can't use rotation and 64 palms. So that, I would say, is probably the biggest threat that the Hyugas would face when it comes to fighting them. The Uchihas definitely have the Hyuga beat when it comes to the types of ninjutsu that they can use. And here's one thing that I've never been totally clear about. So this is like a question for you guys to comment, you know, what you guys think down below. But I remember, I'm sure everybody remembers the battle between Neji and Kitamaru. Neji said, right, that the Gentle Fist can break down any chakra substance, all right? So when a ninja does, like, say Uchiha does a fireball, right? Whenever they do the fireball, is the fire not chakra anymore? Or is it still a chakra made substance, like the kind that Neji said that the Gentle Fist could break down? Because I mean, it's not like the webs that he was using was like pure chakra, like what we see when you know, somebody looks at the person's chakra or they're charging it. I mean, it's chakra that has came out of his body just like any other jutsu, right? So do you guys feel like the Hyuga should be able to break down majority of jutsus? Like, was this ability just completely forgotten about, or what? Like, I don't know. It kind of blows my mind sometimes about how things are said in the original Naruto, and especially when it comes to the Hyuga, and then they're just later forgotten about, and just I don't know. I might not even keep this part in, but it just confuses me. What do you guys think? But yeah, so all right, on to the worst subject, and it's simply just because I don't have a lot of evidence on my hands, you know, when it comes to taijutsu, when it comes to like versus the Uchiha, because most of that would probably come down to speculation, and this is where, like, this is the portion where I know that I'm gonna be just the most biased, but you guys are gonna really sit here and tell me that the Uchiha can defeat the Hyuga when it comes to taijutsu, right? Like, I don't know. Do I have to argue that? Because yeah, the Sharingan can predict movements and stuff, but literally they'd have to dodge like every single punch that was thrown, not block, because blocking isn't effective. I don't know. I don't see how it wouldn't be a wash. I mean, especially since if they block it, chakra is being blocked and or taken, and the Sharingan uses so much chakra anyway by itself. I don't see it happening. Like I said, the worst part of the three, you know, taijutsu, I'm sorry, I gotta be biased on that one. I don't see it. Maybe you guys can tell me something that I don't know. I would love, you know, to hear you guys' feedback, but I don't see it. The Hyuga train literally almost every day of their lives, you know, in taijutsu. I don't know. Like I said, I don't see the I don't see where it would be much of a match. So yeah, in conclusion, I feel like I've hit most of the points. I probably should have looked back at my previous Hyuga versus Uchiha video, but I distinctly remember most of the comments being about the Mangekyo Sharingan, and I tried to pretty much put that to rest, because I know any Uchiha with the Mangekyo Sharingan, you know, they unlock a crazy random power, you know, that I'm not gonna get too much into the plot and everything, but they win when it comes to Mangekyo for sure. So that's why I'm trying to go with base Sharingan versus Byakugan, simply because number one, Mangekyo pretty much rapes anybody. Two, the Hyuga, you know, they didn't get any kind of screen time, so it's not like they could evolve their Byakugan beyond, you know, anything than it already was, because I mean the strongest one kind of got fucking screwed. So anyway, I think I've addressed most of the points that I had kind of screwed up on in the original Hyuga versus Uchiha video. So the last thing that I want to address before I close this versus is the Himawari taking out Naruto in one touch. Also, Hinata's father, I don't know, I haven't seen or been able to find the clip in like forever, but when Hinata was kidnapped and her father pretty much one touch killed a guy, like, what was that? Can only he do that? I don't know, just something to think about, all right, when it comes to what we're talking about right now. Our why haven't we seen one touch KOs? That's pretty much what I'm talking about when it comes to like where the Hyuga's abilities just fucking where they just forgotten about, where they just did, I don't know. I'm getting a phone call, hold on. All right, so I feel like I've rambled a little bit too long. I wanted to keep this video under 20 minutes, but I don't know if that's possible. So my verdict: who wins between the Uchiha and the Hyuga? I really don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and best believe I will be in there talking about it with you guys. Besides, I think you guys already know who I'm gonna pick. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts between the two clans. I also hope that I wasn't as biased as I was before. I tried. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All right, guys. Peace.